What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about a topic that guys love to talk about. Nobody can really do it, and that is how to make women hit on you. That's right. I'm going to tell you the real way to do this. It really can happen. It's harder than you think, but easier than you think. I've never seen any of my students do it. I've taught it about 1 million times, but still, since everybody wants to hear about it, this is the topic I'm going to talk about today. I figure with all of my tens and tens of viewers, I'm sure it'll be a good one. All right, so I'm going to talk about this topic today using 3 stories from my personal experience. There's been a lot more, but I'm going to use three stories from my experience, and hopefully this will help you guys understand what it actually takes to really have girls hit on you. So here we go. The first story, this is back in about 2007, 2008. I was in Hollywood at a bar across from the Comedy Store on Sunset. I was with one of my mentors, and it was a really slow night. There was, might have been 10 people in the bar. Walked up to the bar to get a drink, and unbeknownst to me, so I order a drink, and then unbeknownst to me, I turn to the side to look at my buddy, and there's a girl behind me, and I don't notice her. So I don't notice her, and then I'm talking to my buddy, and I still don't notice her, and before long, somebody bumps into me. And it was this girl. She bumped into me, and I was like, oh, and I turned around, and then we had this interaction, and I got the girl's number, and we texted. So what was interesting about that was when I got back to talking with my buddy who was across the room, he said, man, it was hilarious to watch. You had no idea that girl was there, and she kept doing more and more things to get your attention. He was like, first she was fluffing her hair, and then she was really going for it with big arm motions, and he said eventually she didn't think you were gonna even look her direction because you didn't, and she just decided to bump into you. So that was a really interesting experience for me because I felt like an idiot. But then I learned something that's very important about female behavior. That something is that women will escalate their efforts to get noticed when they believe that you have not seen them. It's really important to understand that. Once again, women will escalate their efforts to get noticed when they believe you haven't seen them. That's what I learned from that interaction. Pretty interesting stuff. Let's fast forward, I don't know, maybe a couple years. A couple years. I'm in a big giant line with a bunch of students in downtown LA. We're gonna go to some giant, I think, goth club. And I decided there was a giant line outside. It must have been 5 people wide and 100 people long to go to this place. They hold the line before you go in. So what I did in this line is I decided to make a giant spectacle of myself. I forget what I said, but I said something really loud and hilarious, and everyone laughed in line, kind of right when we walked up. Something kind of obnoxious, something I probably shouldn't have said, something that could be embarrassing to say or is definitely miscalibrated, but then when you say it and you say it with confidence, people laugh. So something like that I said, I forget what it was. And I noticed, so I turned back around to the guys behind me and started talking with them. And then I noticed as I was turning around at my periphery, there was a girl who had turned around and was trying to look at me and see what was going on. I acted, of course, like I didn't see her. And then I noticed that her behavior started to escalate. First, she started fluffing her hair. Then she tried to say something really loud, right? And I'm, if the line is straight ahead of me, I'm not looking straight ahead in line. I had turned around to talk to the guys behind me. And then I was maybe 90 degrees to the line. So the line's straight ahead of me, but I'm faced this way, and I can see out of my periphery that this girl's escalating her behavior. Right? This is the telltale sign that you can get a girl to hit on you, is when she is escalating her behavior and she believes that she hasn't been seen. Okay? So this girl continues to escalate her behavior up to and including getting outside of the whole line, on the side of the whole line, and having her gay friend take pictures of her. Posing. That's how far she went to try to get my attention. And I told my students, I was like, hey, remember that thing where I told you how to make girls hit on you? I said, it's happening right now. None of them really understood what happened, and they were asking well, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And I said, I don't know, but something's gonna happen. And then when we went inside, we were standing, getting ready to have a drink, and the girl out of nowhere walked up to me in front of my friends and just grabbed, she said, "You're the hottest guy in the whole world," and just grabbed my face and planted one on me, right? So that was, then of course all the students were like, holy smokes, how do you make that happen, right? So I was telling them about how that happened. So that was a second instance out of many, but a second really memorable instance where I didn't even talk to the girl. I didn't even say one word. And this concept is so powerful, it worked, okay? Now let's fast forward to a modern day example. This might have happened, I don't know, within the last couple of years, I guess. I was outside of a place called Good Times at Davy Wayne's, good old Good Times at Davy Wayne's in Los Angeles. And came outside, there was a few, another company out there, and there was a few guys who watched this happen out of Tyler's group, and they all watched this happen. There was a few guys hitting on a girl, and I decided I was going to steal that girl by standing 15 feet away. So what I did is I said, "Oh, look at this girl's getting bombarded with attention. Girls don't like that, so I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna stand 15 feet away, and I'm gonna turn my body so that my shoulder's far enough around that this girl believes I'm never gonna see her, okay? So I'm looking good, looking my best, and I'm in a position that's 15 feet away, and if she looks at me, she's gonna know for sure that there's no way I can see her, okay? This girl turns around, sure enough, she walks away from that group, cuts through 3 guys, comes over to me and gives me, a doggy dinner bowl look like, oh my gosh, hey, what's up with you, right? So I said some not safe for YouTube dirty things to her, and she reached up and she tried to make out with me, right? Now, of course, I am happily with a girl for many years, and we have a little baby daughter, so I'm not going to, indulge in making out with a girl or anything like that these days. But, way back in the day, I might have done such things, maybe. But anyway, this was another example of where this concept of having a girl hit on you works and works and works. You can use it to have girls come up to you all the time. So now let's talk about something that is the key to this whole thing, okay? The key to this entire thing is what I call perceived awareness radius. It's a really important concept. In other words, if other people are looking at you at a bar, how big of an awareness radius would they think you have? So like if I'm just talking with me and only my buddy, and we're looking at each other and our shoulders are square to each other and we're just talking, having a good time, "Oh, what's up, dude," right? Some girl who's way, over somewhere else, if she looked at us, it would be her perception that we only are aware of each other. We're not looking around the room anywhere else to have, we're not looking for anything else. We don't need anything else. It's just us two having a good time, right? If that girl wanted to get noticed by us, she would have to come and get closer to us. Would she not? Yes. If there was 2 girls, they would both have to come. So what I've noticed that happens is when you have this small awareness radius, your value's at its highest level, and then girls, they think that they're not going to get noticed by you unless they get closer to you. So if I'm an aware guy and I really do have a large awareness radius, like I can look at my periphery over here and I can know what's happening, 20, 30 feet away from me, but I'm not going to, put my head on a swivel and look around the whole room and like, "Oh, there's 2 girls up there, let's go." I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to notice that they're there. And if they're there and I see them notice me, I'm going to make sure they don't think that I've seen them. And then if I notice them come down close to me, now I know that I either have an opportunity where I can start talking to the girls and it's a really low risk situation, or these girls might just start talking with me. That's how it happens, right? A small perceived awareness radius. People around you perceive that they don't believe that you're looking at anything except for you. Now, the worst thing you can do is the opposite of that. Is where everyone believes that you have a large awareness radius. And this is a giant mistake that a lot of guys make. If you and your buddy are standing right here, you're on the side of the bar, and one of you's here, and my right shoulder's here, and my buddy's left shoulder's here. We're both looking out at the whole room. We're scanning this whole thing, looking for girls. That is the worst thing you can do, because every person in the whole bar knows that you're there to hit on girls and look at girls and ogle at girls, and that is a very low value thing to do. I call guys like that furniture, because you might as well be a chair or a bar stool on the side. That's how much action you're gonna get with that strategy. It's terrible, it's a bad idea, it's not good, it makes you look like low value, just like you're there to hit on chicks, and you certainly don't look cool, right? So, let me check out my handy dandy notes. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's how you're gonna get girls to hit on you. Look good, have a small perceived awareness radius. The girls should not think that you are gonna see them. And then when they want to see what's up with you and they walk down, if you see them, then you know that it's a low risk opportunity for you. And oftentimes that's how you'll make girls hit on you. It works, and it works, and it really works, and it really works. Now, one last caveat here, one last thing I have to really let you know is that even upon this explanation, I think I've had approximately 0 students since 2007 actually get this right. So if you are gonna get this right, it's gonna take an advanced skill set. You're gonna have to be really aware of your surroundings. You're gonna have to be really aware of your body posture. Really, you're already gonna have to have things worked out like your fashion. So don't expect this to really work super well for you as a beginner guy. This isn't a beginner technique. You need to be a guy who's really aware of your surroundings, really knows what to say the second that these girls walk up, knows how to capitalize on the opportunity really quickly, and that's what it's gonna take. So this is a very advanced skill, but it does work. It's a real thing. It happens over and over and over, and there you have it, how to make women hit on you. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you're enjoying these videos, thank you, because you're one of my tens and tens of followers. So give me a like if you enjoy it, man, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.